Good afternoon, guys. Well, we're Travis and I were having technical difficulties today. My audio was not working for the podcast, so he is going solo. He is bringing all the breaking news. I came out and started working with the drone a little bit to work on getting some footage. We're going to be doing some things with some aerial views and some of the locations we're going to be visiting, and decided to stop by and record just a couple of rants. This is, the day after the Super Bowl. A lot of things going on in the news today. There's a lot of important things. The thing that just keeps, it's in my craw. Why do I feel like folks on our side are constantly apologizing, constantly making excuses? Why can't we get together? I had a conversation earlier today with a gentleman that called still lives in the county where I recently moved from, where I served as an elected official. And he called, and we had a short conversation. I didn't have a lot of time to talk. I was in the middle of show prep, and I could just tell the guy's down. I know that he's a little bit, I could tell he was a little discouraged. He's also an elected official in that county, and I could hear it in his voice. What's interesting is he's a transplant from California, and he and his family got out of California, and this guy's more conservative than 99% of the Texans I know, and he's a good guy, solid. He actually knows what's going on. He's not afraid to tell the truth. He's not afraid to say the things that have to be said. He's not concerned about being labeled, whatever. Really good guy. Somebody that we really need in politics. And it was unfortunate because I could hear in his voice just how discouraged he is, and what's going on in this major county that many call a bellwether county in the United States. And we had a good conversation. I didn't say a whole lot. I listened. I know that he was venting. He doesn't need advice. He knows the answers. He knows what to do. He knows what has to be done. I just think he needed someone that understands, that he could vent to and get some things off his, just some things to clear up the air with some things. And so it's guys, we live in a very interesting time. There are some amazing things. I never want to be one of these people. I see some of these folks that, no matter what Trump does, no matter what the Republicans do, it's all wrong, which I don't buy into that. First of all, I don't think it's true. I think there's some stuff that Trump does that I think is fantastic. I'll be the first to stand and clap and give him an attaboy and tell him great job. But there are some really crucial things that I believe he is completely dropping the ball on. One of those things is this the SAVE Act. Man, folks, I think we're about to get the big green weenie in a way. We are about to get screwed. Trump put out, and I'll put it in this video. I'll add it here so you're looking at it now. It was a post that Trump made on Truth Social, And I agree with the sentiment that if we don't figure out this voting thing, we're sunk. He's absolutely right about that. Where Trump could be where he is absolutely, completely wrong and is about to help the Democrats screw the pooch. In fact, it's so egregiously wrong. Man, it's things like this that give people on our side, I think they call them black pillars, or people that, that I guess at one time were 100% MAGA and now they believe Trump is the spawn of Satan and, the Antichrist now, or whatever it is. And I don't subscribe to that yet. Jiminy Christmas. But when I see posts like this, I just shake my head. And if there was any way I could talk to the president, I'd say, sir, what are you doing? Okay, you've now seen the meme that he posted. I've showed it. Look at number 3. He says we have to eliminate mail-in ballots. I could not agree more. In fact, I would say that if we don't eliminate mail-in ballots, I don't care how many IDs people have to show at their polling locations when they vote. If we don't get rid of absentee and mail-in ballots completely, it's all moot. That's because that's how I believe the computers and the mail-in ballots, that's how the Democrats steal elections more than anything else. And they've proven that. Look, you can go back to the Johnson election, probably before then. I mean, mail-in ballots, folks, they didn't have mail-in ballots, but there's some other things that the Democrats did to steal elections, and it's legendary. But their favorite way to steal elections today is ballot harvesting. These are mail-in ballots, especially from places like hospitals, nursing homes, places where the elderly are in, large numbers. That is the key to the Democrats winning elections. And for the life of me, I'm sorry, folks, I can't believe that Donald Trump doesn't know that. I can't wrap my head around the possibility that Donald Trump doesn't know. In fact, Trump has stated it before. Mail-in ballots are where that's where all the fraud is. So, number 3 there, if you read it, we've got to eliminate mail-in ballots. And then, but he says, with the exceptions of, and he lists out a bunch of things where you can still have mail-in and absentee ballots. And it's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that frustrates and infuriates, I believe, people like me, maybe other people, or even these black pillars. It gives these guys ammunition that, I'm sorry, I can't refute it. Because when those guys come at me and they say, do you really think Donald Trump is so stupid that he doesn't realize that the vast majority of mail-in and absentee ballots are harvested in nursing homes? Which, yes, that's where so much of it is done. And yet he makes that the cutout? This is what I see coming. This is what I see coming. And I pray I'm wrong. I just keep being right on this stuff. I just keep being right. And I hate it. I hate that I'm right. But this is what's coming. I think they're going to do something with this SAVE Act. And what they're going to do is they're making a huge buildup. Well, they're never going to do it. They're never going to. And I think they're going to, at the last minute, they're going to pull it out and they're going to go, okay. And they're going to pass voter ID in some form. It may not even be a picture government issued ID. It may be some sort of bullshit. Don't be surprised. But they're going to pass voter ID. But they're not going to do anything about mail-in ballots. They're not going to do anything about absentee ballots. They're still going to have early voting, late voting. They're going to be using computers. And this is what is so sad and pathetic. This is what discourages me. When they pass this deal for this, we'll call it the SAVE Act. That's what they're going to call it because that's what they've been calling it. When they pass it, that's going to make it mandatory, I guess, for federal elections, that voters have to show some sort of an ID. There's going to be a celebration. And you're going to see Republican voters on our side jumping up and down celebrating. It's going to be the usual crowd. It's going to be your Fox News viewers. It's going to be your, it's going to be the boomers. It's going to be it's going to be boomers everywhere. We won, we got it, we got the SAVE Act. And these poor people, and I say poor people, not in a derogatory manner. I'm being empathetic. But these poor people, these poor ignorant souls that don't know their head from a hole in the ground, they're so lost. They think they're informed because they watch Sean Hannity and listen to Clay and Buck, and they watch the Fox News is going on in the background 24/7, and they watch the Laura Ingraham show, and they watch the Five, and they watch Jesse Waters, and they watch Greg Gutfeld, and they think they're informed, and they're going to fall for it. And so, yes, people are going to have to show a government ID when they go vote. But then we're going to have millions, if not tens of millions, of mail-in and absentee ballots. By the way, let's address the military thing here real quick. Because that's the other thing they're going to scream. Well, what about the military? Okay, hang on. I'm all about active duty, deployed U.S. military. They've got a system for collecting ballots. They have their own system, which that is sacrosanct. But I'm not a big, giant supporter of just because you're in the military and you're too lazy to go change your driver's license that you want to do a mail-in ballot. No. If you want to vote, go change your address. Or figure something out, or plan on going home on the day of the election and cast your vote. At the end of the day, your convenience does not outweigh our ability to secure our elections. I also know that there's going to be tons of, females and weak males, simping males, low T males. Well, what about my grandpa who's in the nursing home, who fought in Korea, and he always Okay, God bless your grandpa. And I sincerely mean that. God bless that man. I don't know him, but God bless him. Again, if we make concessions, if we begin making concessions on this, it's going to turn into a complete and total goat fornication. This is another beautiful illustration of why women shouldn't vote. Because what this is egalitarian. The people that you hear complaining about this and fighting for, and I'm talking about Republicans now, that think there should be concessions when it comes to mail-in voting. I've heard Sean Hannity say it, and that big fucking loser. You can't have mail-in ballots or absentee ballots. You just can't do it. It just opens the door. You give the Democrats that, and they will take full advantage of it. You can't give them that. Men, real men, masculine men, warrior, leader, Christian men, they know this. That's why that's a non-starter. That they would never vote for anything to have mail-in ballots or or multiple day voting or early voting or any of this type of crap. Men, we're going to say, look, it's not our job to make voting super easy for everybody. That comes from, that's girl thinking. That's girl power. That is effeminate. That is feminine brain reasoning. It's egalitarian. It's let's make it fair for everybody. Let's make it easy for everybody. That is the opposite of what needs to be going on. And again, this is why you can't have women voting, because that's how their brain works. Their go-to is let's make things fair. I need to make that. My Nana needs to vote, and she's in a nursing home, and it's not fair that she won't get to vote. That's why we have to have mail-in ballots. Then you have the simping men who are, again, most time it's a mating strategy. They're trying to get in all these Karens' pants, so they hop on the bandwagon. Yeah, it's not fair, and her Nana is in the nursing home, and it's not fair. And Mark, you're just a Neanderthal. You're just a knuckle dragon. You're just a piece of weenie. Yeah, I know, I am. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a mean, hard-ass son of a bitch, but I'm right. Deal with it. But unfortunately, more women vote than men, and the vast majority of female voters are feminists, and they vote left-leaning. Even the Republican women, they vote left-leaning. So we're screwed. We're screwed. This SAVE Act, folks, if you've been counting on that to save the day, it ain't happening. This is the challenge that Trump is going to be facing in the midterms. People like me, real Americans, what we really voted, what we wanted to see, drain the fucking swamp. Drain the fucking swamp. We wanted to see mass arrests. We wanted to see Fauci in leg irons. We wanted to see pencil neck in leg irons. We wanted to see Hillary in leg irons. We wanted to see the Obamas in leg irons. And none of this is going to happen. But we were led to believe that it was. We were led to believe that this was going to be a priority of the Trump administration. We were also led to believe that we were going to see mass deportations. Now, ICE is all over the news, but it's not because of mass deportations. There are no mass deportations going on. Nowhere. There's people being deported, but there's no mass deportations, not even close. I mean, we're not even scratching the surface. So, is Trump doing some great things with the economy? Yes. Am I grateful? Yes. Very grateful. Is he doing some other things that I'm very happy about? Yes, of course. There are things that he's doing that are great. Here is the rub. The things, the top priority things, the things that have to get done or America is dead, are not being addressed. Because even though Trump is doing some great things with the economy, in the midterms, when the Democrats take over, because Trump didn't fix the elections, he didn't fix them, we were led to believe it was going to be paper ballots, one-day voting, no absentee ballots, and voter ID. That's what we were led to believe, that it was going to be fixed, and by the midterms, that's how the elections across the country were going to be. Now, you can sit there and say I'm naive, or you can sit there and say, well, I don't. We were led. Listen, MAGA voters, real Americans, people that went out and fought to get this man elected, people that ended up in prison after January 6th, patriots. We truly believed that that was going to happen. And now we see it ain't going to happen. We truly believed that there were going to be mass arrests. We really did. We really, truly believed. We were going to see Adam Schiff coming out of his house at 5 a.m. in leg irons, surrounded by the equivalent of SEAL Team 6. And it ain't ever going to happen. We were led to believe that Ilhan Omar was going to be, hopefully arrested, at the least deported. That ain't happening. Have we seen some Somalis deported? Yeah, we've seen some, a couple plane loads full. Great, fantastic. Not even scratching the surface. We hear about investigations, strongly worded letters. I'm not even going to mention anything about this Epstein thing. Okay, President Trump, let's just pretend for a second he heard this. I am not under any delusion or illusion that he would ever hear this, nor would he care. And that's okay. I would think there was something wrong with him if he ended up listening to this, listening to me. But if he was, I would say, Mr. President, this all turned the day of your cabinet meeting when you made the statement, are we still talking about this Epstein guy? I think when the history books are written and we look back at this time, we're gonna put a pin in that day, at that moment, because Mr. President, I do not think you have any clue or understanding what you did that day, in that moment, by saying what you said. Your staunchest supporters, the people that fought the hardest for you, the people that went to prison for you. That was one of their that was one of our. I'm included in this. That was a Dr. Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He's passed away. Rest in peace, Dr. Covey. Great book. He used the term a jugular, not event. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank here. A jugular, not component, not a jugular. Oh gosh, I can't think of the term. I'm just drawing a blank here. Senior moment. This is a jugular. Gosh, do I feel like a total retard right now? This is a jugular item. It's not item, but we'll call it that. A jugular issue. I think that's it. There were several jugular issues. In other words, absolutely life or death, no gray area, no conceding. We get this, or it's victory or death, okay? Jugular issues. That was one of them, the Epstein files, that those were going to be released. We were told they were going to be released. President Trump, you have, I won't say that you've lied to us about that, but I will say that you have definitely not been forthcoming. You're still not forthcoming. And I don't believe that you're protecting yourself. I'm not one of these people that believes that at some point we uncover enough of these pictures, we're going to find you naked in a hot tub with some 13-year-old girls. That doesn't exist. I'm not saying that happened. That's not, but for some reason, and we're left to speculate. So those reasons could be for any number of reasons. You're protecting people. You are protecting people. It's obvious. And we, the people of the United States, America first, we demand to know what all this Epstein stuff's about. You have failed. You have failed in delivering that. That was one jugular issue. Another jugular issue is the mass deportations. President Trump, I think you had done, as far as sealing the southern border, A++. A++. 100% plus 10 bonus points with extra stars on the side. I don't think anybody could have done any better. I think what you did on the southern border and shutting that down and securing the southern border, phenomenal. You deserve every kudo, every attaboy, every trophy, every accolade from everybody. Amazing, great job. Thank you. On deportations, so far, F. You're failing. You're failing. We're not even gaining ground. You're bringing in more H-1B visa holders from India and other shithole countries. You're bringing those people in faster than we're deporting people. What the fuck? You're failing. You are failing. Go up to Frisco, Texas. This is Texas, north of Dallas. It is turning into a Muslim and Indian shithole. Man, do I even want to go down this? Mr. President, and I know our Vice President, and J.D. Vance, I love you, brother, but man, I read your book when it first came out. And I said at that point, this guy's going to be president one day. I'm very impressed. But Mr. Vice President, with all due respect, your wife is a Hindu. Not only is she an Indian, she's a Hindu. Hindus are satanic. Do you even know anything? You've had children with this woman who are, I think they're being raised Hindu, or they're at least given the choice. Hinduism is satanic. Anybody that knows anything about Hinduism knows that is a it's not even a cult. I don't even know what you want to call it. It's worse than a cult. Hinduism, all you got to do, look at fucking India. Look at India. Look at the conditions those people live in. It is worse than gross. It is satanic. It is Satan, Satan, Satan. And you married a woman who is a Hindu, not just an Indian. She's a fucking Hindu. What the fuck? We can't have a president that's married to a satanic Hindu. I'm just... And you guys are bringing these Indians in by the boatloads. I mean, there are parts of Texas. Look at Sugar Land. I think the largest statue in Texas. No, it's not bigger than the St. Jacinto Monument, but it's like I forget what it is. One of the largest statues in Texas. One of the largest statues in the United States. It's almost 100 feet tall. Is a Hindu statue in Sugar Land, Texas. Sugar Land it's a suburb of Houston. That whole area of Sugar Land has been turned into Jeet City. Nasty. I know everybody's, distracted with the Muslims, and we should be. We should be all over this Muslim shit. And this is all Greg Abbott. This is Greg Wheels Abbott, that piece of shit lying motherfucker. He is one of the worst human beings on the planet, and he's going to get reelected again. You want to know why he's going to get reelected as governor in Texas? Is because most Republican voters in Texas are fucking retards. That's why. They're fucking retards. We've got an amazing man running for governor that you can vote for in the Republican primary here in February during early voting. Pete Doc Chambers. Oh my God, if we could get this guy in as governor. But you know why we're not? You want to know why we're not going to get Pete Doc Chambers as our governor? Because we have retarded Texas Republicans. A lot of them are boomers. I'm going to put this at the boomers' feet. A lot of them are boomers. They listen to Fox News every day, and Fox News is just another... I don't know how Wheels Abbott pulled it off, but he got Fox News years ago to do his bidding. And of course, and again, Trump endorses him. President Trump, that is the biggest fucked up move. Endorsing Greg Wheels Abbott, who doesn't even like you, sir. Why are you endorsing him? You're killing us. President Trump, you're killing Texas. You're killing us. I digress. We went down this whole thing. It's all about, not only are we not doing mass deportations, we're doing mass immigration. Mass immigration. From India, from fucking China. Do you people understand what's going on here? No, I don't think you do. Hell, I think most people are watching the Super Bowl. That's how stupid most people are. Fucking watching a fucking Super Bowl. An anti-American. I don't know where this goes. I could guess. I'd probably be right. But we're not serious. We're not serious. We don't care. We don't care. Well, I don't like to leave things on a bad note. So let me do this. Whenever there are times like this throughout history, there's always a handful of great men. There's always a handful of men who have the opportunity to become great. And it's through very, very difficult times. Most people are going to die, and their great grandkids aren't going to remember their name. You want to do something great? Now's the time. With all the adversity and all the shit that's coming down the hill, and man, it is barreling down on us. And you don't see it because the stock market just hit 50,000, which is great. Fantastic. But you're not seeing what's coming from the side, coming out of your peripheral. You're not even seeing it coming. And when it hits you, it's going to hit you so hard. Most of you are not going to survive. Most of your families are not going to survive. What's really horrible is some of you are going to watch your families die. Horrible deaths. It's going to be ugly. And it's going to be your fault. There's coming a time, gentlemen, where real men are going to stand up and they're going to stand in the gap. And, time is coming very quickly. So, for the warriors that are awake and weren't watching the Super Bowl and weren't worrying about Bad Bunny or Fun Bunny or Happy Bunny or whatever that fag is named, a piece of shit. You weren't involved in any of that shit because you got better things to do. Let me tell you something, folks. You can be remembered throughout history. You're going to have the opportunity. You're going to have the opportunity. That's the times we're coming into. So, stay strong. Be diligent. Be forever, just eternally diligent and vigilant. Not diligent, vigilant. Diligently vigilant. Yeah, be diligent. But be eternally vigilant. Stay armed. Get your range time in. Stay physically fit. Get physically fit. Read good books. Turn off the fucking TV. Get around good people. Associate with winners. Associate with warriors. Take care of your family. Be the provider you need to be, guys. If you don't have a family, hey, then find a family. You know, be part of this family. We'll adopt you. Prepare for the battle that's coming, because this isn't any battle. What we're going through now, this ain't nothing. Yeah, we've had a handful die. We've had some people imprisoned. We lost Charlie. He was assassinated right in front of the whole world. And even with that, that's nothing compared. That's nothing compared to what's coming down. What's coming down is something that the world has never seen before. Prepare yourself. Get your life right with Jesus. Just telling you, get your life right with Jesus. That's the most important thing. And anyway, God bless you guys. This is Pruitt of the Defiance Daily Show with Roberts and Pruitt. And God bless you guys. Look forward to seeing you soon. Stay vigilant. Stay armed. God bless.